Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. I pray that everyone has had an amazing, amazing day and is having an amazing evening. Um, Mine is just going great well. Just a couple of housekeeping rules for this evening. I am working off of a different computer, so I may not see all of the comments and things like that. So I will respond to all comments and anything like that after the live. But hey everyone, I know probably Minister Peterson's out watching, Sister Pauline, Sister Maria, Sister Marilyn. So I will reach out to everyone after the live, but I don't have my traditional setup because I'm working from a different computer on this evening. But I looking this devotional this week is just fire. That we're going to be covering for the remainder of August up through the first week of September. And it's called Better Together. And I know many of you were surprised on yesterday to see Minister Peterson. So she may be dropping in a few more times throughout the month to deliver devotionals as well. The platform that we do have does allow us to do so many great things in regards to that. And so we're going to dig into tonight's topic, and the topic is when you face trouble, community is your safety net. And again, this devotional is about how we're better together, how it's best for us to work together, how we should have community, how we should have one another to, lean on. We should not be by ourselves in this process of doing the things that we're doing. So when we're in trouble, it is our safe net. We are going to be reading Romans, the 12th chapter and the 15th verse. And I'm going to be reading that from the King James Version on this evening. And it says, "Rejoice with them that do rejoice, and weep with them that weep." And if you think about it, when you experience a suffering in life, you need people to weep with you. You don't want to do it by yourself. There are situations that nobody should ever have to go through alone. Nobody should ever have to wait alone in the hospital while a loved one is in life and death surgery. No woman should ever have to wait alone for a lab report on a problem pregnancy. No one should have to wait alone for news from a battlefield. No one should have to stand alone at the edge of an open grave. And nobody should have to spend the first night alone after a spouse has died or walked out. I want you to really think about that. No one should really be alone. The fact is, some of these things are going to happen, and they could potentially happen to you if they have not already. Some things are inevitable, especially when it comes to life and death. We're all at some point going to leave here. You're going to go through a tragedy. It comes with the territory. You're going to get bad news. It comes with the territory. You're going to experience heartache. If you live this life called life, it's going to happen. Only a fool would go through life totally unprepared for something that is going to happen. But see, you don't have to go through it alone. It's time to build a safety net. A network of supporters and friends is how. So many times, because we've been hurt so much, and I'm speaking from personal experience, that we don't ever really want to engage other people because we feel we've projected what somebody else will do based on what someone has already done to us. So therefore, we don't open ourselves up to, bring people in. So therefore, there's times when I've gone through some of my lowest moments and I didn't have anyone because I've just decided that I was going to close a door. I was going to shut things out. I wasn't going to allow myself to be caught up in that, quasi, oh, I think you my friend or someone to look out for, only to be stabbing me in the back. So, I didn't at one point I had that network built out, but that network disappointed me. And so therefore, because the network disappointed me, I dismantled the network and I never rebuilt it. And see, the problem is that the reason why I had a broken network was because I was a broken person. And so therefore, I wasn't choosing the network properly. The network that I had around me, how can I say this? I was always the fixer. So the people who were around me were constantly broken. So I had no one to reach out to that I could pull on for strength because everyone was pulling on me for strength. So when I realized that, and when I allowed God to do the things he needed to do within me to get me to the next level for healing, for growth, and I dismantled that, network, I never sought at a point in time to rebuild it. Now, am I rebuilding that network now? Absolutely. Because I'm stronger in Christ. I'm stronger in him. So therefore, I'm seeking him more. I'm having him guide me more. Who should be in this circle? Who should I be a part of? Who should I allow in? And that's key. Sometimes we allow people in without consulting with the one, with the source. Because not all people, we shouldn't always be pulled on. We should be able to do some pulling on our own. So again, my favorite phrase is that you cannot be an island unto yourself. Now, what is God's safety net? Is it a group of other believers? You don't need 100. You only need 5 or 6. A group of other believers who are committed to you. I didn't say Joe Blow. I didn't say the best friend. I didn't say none of that. I said that's committed to you. That is what you need. I remember a point in a time because, and as someone who has served in ministry for many, many years, there used to always be, people who would leave church or be hurt by church because someone didn't do. Basically, if you ever had anyone who was sick and shut in and something happened to them and you don't hear about it, somebody didn't reach out to you, so therefore you don't reach out to the person. So now the person feels like they're neglected and hurt and whatever. And so 9 times out of 10, what they'll do is says, I'm leaving because somebody didn't visit me in the hospital, or someone didn't call me when my mother was sick, or somebody didn't reach out to me in my time of need. Is because they'll say that the church is unfriendly, the people are unfriendly, and okay, I get it. But see, sometimes when you're in a church or a ministry around a group of people and you don't make it known, or you don't involve yourselves in the activities, or you don't allow people to connect with you, they don't know if anything is wrong. They don't know when to reach out. They're not psychic readers. Now, believe me, I have been in ministry for a long time. I have been hurt on different levels, but some things that I used to complain about, when God healed me of my own inner turmoil, I couldn't fault anybody for not checking on me because no one knew that I needed to be checked on because I shut them out. And that's what happens a lot of the times with believers in the church. They don't interact with the small groups. They don't let people know what's going on because they always say, I don't want people in my business. And when you do that, you're kind of selfish. You only care, you care about yourself in a selfish way, because if you don't, meet anyone, if you don't ever engage in a small group, if you don't give of yourself, if you don't share of yourself, it's your fault when a crisis come and then there's no one there for you, because you never made the effort to make the connections. So we have to get out. And trust me, there's all levels of church hurt. But we're going to dispel this one right here. And trust me, I have multiple levels. But this one right here, we're going to kill it. Because we can't sit up there and say somebody didn't do something, somebody didn't look out. Are you a part of a small group? Are you a part of the Bible study? Do you interact with other people? Do you at least attempt? Does someone at least know your name? Or have you allowed someone in to get to know you so they can know your circumstances, to know that potentially you're sick, or you got a sick mother or a sick father, you got a sick child? If you haven't engaged yourself to let others be connected to you when crisis hit, it's not their fault they didn't reach out. They didn't even know there was a need to reach out. So they're supposed to have psychic and ESP. Like they're supposed to be like, okay, Juanita needs help. No. We have to be, just like we expect people to check on us, we have to be intentional and building those relationships. Keyword, relationship. Just like you have a relationship with God, you have to have a relationship with other people. Just like Minister Peterson said that yesterday about she was doing some work. And, we have become closer and connected. And I know things that are going on. And it's just like, you're going to shut that down today. I'm connected with people enough to know to hit them up and check on them and be like, are you good? Is everything okay? How's it going? I have made myself available to others so that they can connect with me and be like, are you good? Is everything okay? How's things going? But it's intentional. I can't expect somebody to pour into me if I don't allow myself to open up so they can get close enough so that they can pour into me. God did not intend for us to go through life by ourselves. And like I said on Monday, this doesn't mean being married or anything. He created a community, a faith-based community, so that we as believers can lean on one another, support one another, love one another. We, just like the world is always there, he created the community so that we can be there. Absolutely. But you can't sit up there and be like, well, so-and-so didn't check on me. So-and-so don't care for me. I don't see how that's working. What? Really? No. That is not how any of that is supposed to work. See, community is God's answer to despair. We were made to share our lives with others. Now, if you don't have a support system, it's time to find people, who will support you through life and who will rejoice with you in the victories and weep with you in trouble. This is the amped up version of an accountability partner that we like to call. See, when you have someone who's got your back, who's going to call right, wrong, who's going to make you take care of yourself, who's going to see about you, who's going to be there when that child is sick, when that mother is sick, when that father is sick, when that spouse is sick. Who's going to be there for you when work is just giving you hell. The one that's going to be able to pick up the phone and pray for you at any point in time whenever you need it. But again, you cannot be an island unto yourself. And I know people saying, well, I really don't want to be bothered. I used to be the same way. And in some areas, I still am. But I am learning very quickly, and I've learned very quickly, that the more I engage with people, the more I tell my story, the more that I'm open about what's going on in my life, I have more people who understand or has been there or has gone through some stuff that can help undergird, strengthen, and help me push to the next, to the next phase. So I don't have to feel like I'm going through this alone. I don't have to feel like that, this is just craziness. I don't want to be bothered. Who else, whoever, whatever, I just don't care. So when we're facing trouble, when we're facing trials, when we're facing tribulations, when we're experiencing the joys and happiness, graduations, birthday parties, we need community. And see, sometimes, a lot of the time, not sometimes, a lot of the times, we have replaced social media in some aspects, has replaced community, has replaced human interaction. Trust me, I love social media. I have met some of the most amazing people that I'm connected with, some that I have never physically met at all. And most of them that I've now met, we are still just like this. But yes, did we meet on social media? Absolutely. But what sealed the deal? When we met in person. What seals the deal? That we communicate outside of certain times. We don't just communicate on Facebook. We call each other on the phone. We're texting. We'll send an email just checking on one another, because now it's gone from a connection on social media to now building a relationship. And yes, you're going to have people that is going to need your advice, but you take it this way. I now look at connections as people are not pulling on me all the time, because the experience that they've gone through, I may not have gone through that, but I can learn from it, and vice versa. We all have something that we can learn from those that we're connected with. So what are you doing to build your community? What are you doing to build your network and your safety net, so that the next time something unfortunate happens, you have somebody to call. You have somebody to talk to. You don't have to worry about, sit alone home in the dark, or be at that hospital alone, or not have nobody to pray with you. You have to build your safety net, because without it, you're going to be alone. And we're out of the will of God without it. God intended us to commune with one another and to interact with one another. He never intended, absolutely never intended, for us to do this alone. He never intended that. So begin to build your network. Seek God. Ask him who you should bring into the circle, the inner circle. Who should be a part of your life? Who can you pour into that can pour into you as well? And trust me, he will never, ever steer you wrong. Never steer you wrong at all. So I want to thank you for joining me this evening for this devotional Better Together. When you face trouble, community is your safety net. Again, I always just am so grateful that you guys allow us into your home each and every evening to deliver the word of God. Know that we love you so very much. Myself and Minister Peterson is always considering and keeping you in prayer. If you are not a part of the group on Facebook, you need to get on there. We have, with this particular devotional, there's some additional bonus content from Pastor Warren that we are putting exclusively in the group. He has some audio along with the outlines that we're putting specifically in the unit for this particular devotional in the group. So definitely find us on Facebook. It's YV Daily Devotionals. That's Y as in yellow, V as in Victor, Daily Devotionals. definitely come on board. We would definitely love to have you a part of the family. We have other resources and content in there that will just blow your mind. Also, if you have any prayer requests or praise reports, let us know. Not only are we praying for you on a consistent and daily basis, we want to celebrate with you the things that God has done in your life and how he has taken you from one journey to the next journey. So let us know that so we can celebrate with you as well. Also, we will be back tomorrow at 8:15. Remember, tomorrow's Thursday, and usually it'll be 8:15, same location. So do not forget. Again, know that we love you. We're always thinking for you. We want you to have a wonderfully, wonderfully blessed night. We love you. Have a great evening, and we'll talk tomorrow at 8:15 p.m. Love you lots. Have a blessed evening. Good night.